Hi guys, welcome back to the James Bond Show with your host Krazy Kajeevie with no fears, limits or substitutes. And my little buddy, my little co-host Scooby is back with me as well. Guys, I haven't been here for about 3 weeks, not for a live video anyway like this. I decided I needed some time off. I needed to step away from the James Bond Show and focus on me and some other things in my life. So that's what I've done, but I'm back and hopefully bigger, better, stronger than ever. And I've got a whole bunch of videos planned. And also in my time off, I've been working on my home and working on my James Bond room. Speaking of, let's just see if this does anything here. A little bit of light there. So I've been redoing James Bond rooms, completely redecorating 2 of them. Not quite finished yet, kind of finished, almost finished in this section here. Second room, I've got a lot more to do in that. Now when I do, what my plan is, either Monday or Tuesday, because I've just been working a lot lately, is what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do a full video tour, literally from my front door, down my hallway, and into the James Bond room, so you guys can see everything unlike you've ever seen before. Now I know I've showed you my collection here and there, but this one's going to be really detailed video of every cabinet, every bit. So I've just got a bit more to do until I get there. Also, a special announcement is I'm going to very soon, and you will see if you keep checking here at the James Bond Show, that it will be announced. I'm going to release an announcement video, as in the time and date will come up for the video then to launch, and it will be a review of Stephen J. Rubin's incredible book, James Bond Film Encyclopedia. And it's his new book, it's his new edition of the James Bond movie encyclopedia. And his original one is basically one of the tools that helped create me into being a walking, talking James Bond encyclopedia myself. And the new edition is unbelievable. Now, he sent me a copy. Thank you so much, Steve. It was lovely of him. He approached me. He'd like to be on the James Bond Show eventually, and I would love to get him on. But I am going to review his book that he sent me. And I'm not just saying this, guys. It's fantastic, but I will be doing a full review of it and telling you why I think, honestly, every James Bond fan needs a copy of Stephen J. Rubin's James Bond movie encyclopedia book. It's so good. Okay, so what am I doing here? So this edition of the James Bond Show is about actor Luke Evans. Now, Luke Evans has come out, no pun intended, come out. Luke Evans is a well-known out there gay man, gay Hollywood actor. This video is not in any way to judge him on his private life or anything like that at all. So it's like saying he's got brown hair, he's got black hair, this guy's straight, this guy's gay, that's all it is. So he would be the first gay actor to take on the role. He would also be the second Welsh actor and the first Welsh actor since Timothy Dalton. And Dalton was a phenomenal actor, as all of you know. So Luke Evans has come out and said he really wants to play the role of James Bond. Now, I knew this for a while. I think a lot of James Bond fans out there knew that Luke Evans wanted to do this. So he's been pretty fresh with it. Really come out, really like putting his foot down. He wants the role. Now, the article that I'm looking at, I believe it was from, I haven't written it down here, but from Cinema Blend. Now, at the end of what I give you from this article, there's actually a poll that they ran on should Luke Evans be the next James Bond. And I'm not going to tell you the results of the poll, but what I am going to tell you is they voted the poll. I'm going to tell you the results at the end of, towards the end of this video. But what you could vote on was very yay, as in yay, we want him, or yay, or undecided, or nay, or very nay. So the results of that poll is going to come up after I quote Luke Evans here. So the first quote from Luke Evans, and this is all just dropped in the last 3 days. Luke Evans said this: "I think I've cut my teeth very well in movies I've done, and I've enjoyed every second of it." And then this part he's talking obviously about the James Bond film franchise. And he says, "It is a phenomenal job, a phenomenal franchise, an incredible role." So that's what he's saying about the role of James Bond. Now he goes on here to say, this is Luke Evans, he goes on here to say, I have to say though, it's a daunting task for any actor to play the role after Daniel Craig. No one knows what's happening. It's very secretive. And just on that point where he says no one knows what's happening, it's very secretive, I've got my thoughts on this, and I'm going to come back to that bit here very specifically a little bit later on. And I promise you, I'm going to really talk about that because I think he may have dropped a hint of something going on here. So let's continue with this bit, guys. So it's very secretive. It's a very secretive process. And it's a wonderful role. I would jump at the chance, as would many actors in my position. So we shall see. It will be an exciting casting moment for the Bond production, and I wish whoever gets it the best of luck. So that's what he said. So he wishes any actor that gets a role, best of luck. Nice guy. I'm going to give my views on what I think of Luke Evans from what I know of him, what I think of Luke Evans, the actor, and then I'm going to get back to that part that I spoke about before. Personally, I really like Luke Evans in films. I also think he's a really good actor. I think he's a very solid actor. I watched him recently in the big Hollywood film, the Roland Emmerich film, Midway. Now, I thought the biggest issue, and this isn't a Midway film review, but I thought the biggest issue with Midway was just the way it was filmed with the visual effects. I'm not going to give any spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen the film, but I looked at it, and as I call myself a former filmmaker, I looked at it, and someone that knows how visual effects and everything are done, I looked at it, and this is 100% what I thought. I'm like, okay, because it's just so CGI heavy, and there's this kind of real faint, almost like a foggy kind of feel and look over the film stock, and whether it was shot film or film digital, I'm not 100% sure, but I looked at it and I thought, that's not a real carrier, and all the background CGI. So what my guess was, is that they filmed on a big set of a carrier, and I thought, I don't know how they've done it, because it must have been a bloody big set, but they've shot this entirely with blue screen around it. I watched the special features, and sure enough, exactly as I thought, they built a big set, a massive like a half-size set of an aircraft carrier, and it was in a huge studio soundstage, and it was blue screen the entire way around. And they built some real planes, and they put the planes on the deck, because I'm looking at the film thinking, no, these planes look kind of real, the ones they were close to. So that's exactly what they did. Now, in the film, I actually thought Luke Evans, every time he was on screen, he has a real gravitas about him. So he certainly does have, you could say, a stage presence about him. He's a strong actor. Now, he's also in the Fast and Furious series as well. And ever since he came into the Fast and Furious series, I think he's been really good. I think the series has gotten better with him in it. He's also in, I haven't seen the film Beauty and the Beast, but he is also in that. Speaking of little beast, so he's in that as well. Now, Luke Evans is 42, so he's 42 in age. Now, what do I think of Luke Evans potentially as James Bond? Like I said, I like Luke Evans. If I see Luke Evans is in a film, it makes me more interested to see the film because I know he's a good actor and I enjoy watching him in films. Do I want Luke Evans as James Bond? No, I don't. Now, last year, I believe it was last year, I did a top 10 actors who should never be James Bond. And Luke Evans was in that. I think if Luke Evans is cast, to me, Luke Evans looks too much like... I mean, he literally looks like a concreter. He's got that real rough, kind of a little bit cheap face. I mean, even in Midway, they put a moustache on him, made him look more classical in a World War II kind of setting and costume and style. But to me, he just looks a bit like he lacks class. Now, I know he would be wearing the suits and all that, and there's plenty of photos of him on the internet in suits and stuff like that. But I kind of don't want Eon to go back into that Daniel Craig mold anymore. And I think if that is their plan, then yes, an actor like Luke Evans would be good. I don't know how many films they'd get out of him. You could possibly get 4 or 5, but they'd have to make those films every 2 years. He is aging. He's not the youngest looking 42-year-old as well, if you compare him to someone like who was my choice. And I say was because I now, guys, and I'm not going to announce it here, I'm actually going to do an entire video on it. I have now changed my mind of who I want to be James Bond. But I'm not going to announce it here. I have now totally changed my mind of an actor. I think just give the guy the role and bring back classic, awesome, good-looking, suave James Bond. That video is coming very soon. And I've told my bestie about it, my best mate, within the Bond community tonight that I am going for this guy now as James Bond. So that video will be coming soon. But back to Luke Evans. I wouldn't buy him as Bond, and I've never really bought Daniel Craig as James Bond either. Now, on a personal level, on a social kind of level, we have to look at the elephant in the room. Now, the James Bond, I think the best James Bond, and as far as the best James Bonds for the audience and stuff like that, I think has been Roger Moore. Who's been so professional. Even Pierce Brosnan was very professional back in the day when he was James Bond with the fans, the interviews and everything like that as well. He was a really cool dude. With Luke Evans, the elephant in the room is this would be hiring a gay actor. Would it seem like he's just gotten the role to push the kind of, to push the gay card? Would it be something like that? Or would it not matter? And that's a question for you guys. Would you care if the actor, if the actress playing Miss Moneypenny was gay? Would it really matter? I think in that situation, well, no, it wouldn't, but she's not the focus of the film. But here's the thing, and this is just, again, this is not an anti-homosexual thing at all. This is just an honest, open discussion, because it would be new territory. So, with James Bond, and this is, with about 34 years of James Bond love and knowledge, men want to be James Bond, and it's not just so much that men want to be James Bond, which they do, but often, especially when you see in this from the Pierce Brosnan era and the Craig era, people kind of want to be that actor as well. They gravitate to the actor, especially when we're living in such a social media age where you can see how they dress in real life, how they act in real life. And when it's an actor like Daniel Craig who does dress really well, he's got a real cool edge about him and stuff like that. He's obviously not my personal favourite Bond, but he has all that edge about him. I think fans gravitate to him as Daniel Craig just as much as they do as him as James Bond. And I don't think male fans would do that with Luke Evans. Also, men want to be him, females want to be with him. That's probably going to go from that point of view with them knowing and psychologically that, in real life, Luke Evans is a gay man. So they're just honest. I try to say honest and elephant at the same time. They're just honest. They're just honest elephants to look at in the room about him. But that aside, just on a physical presence and that, I would see Luke Evans more as a really awesome Bond villain. He's just got a meaner look, a rougher, tougher look. I could even see him if there was a complete reboot done of bringing Spectre back in with a new actor and doing it new and more classic style. I could see Luke Evans with a shaved head, putting on a European accent as a Blofeld, or a badass villain or even a Red Grant, something like that. But for me personally, I don't see him as James Bond. I also think that within the comments he's made, I think there's been a lot of butt kissing. Now, a few of the companies that are really pushing and promoting him are kind of saying like he's playing cool and he's not begging for the role. No. This really comes across like a lot of ass kissing. He's kissed ass to Eon. He's kissed ass here a bit to Daniel Craig. Oh, it would be daunting to take over the role since Daniel Craig, etc., etc. So I'm sorry, but I think he's pulled down the panties a little bit and kissed a little bit of Eon and Daniel Craig ass. Now, the point I said I wanted to get back to and talk about, if you have a look at the words where he said here, it's a very secretive process and it's a wonderful role. And I wish the actor good luck, whoever gets it. Now, I could be completely wrong here, and I probably am. But to me, it sounds like auditions have already happened. It's a very secretive process. Now, I don't know if Luke Evans has ever auditioned in the past. But here it sounds like he's talking about something that's actually taken place. And then if he hasn't auditioned for it, why would he go on and say, well, I wish the actor who gets the role good luck? So I believe secretive auditions have already taken place. And I believe in the middle of this pandemic, pandemic, I believe as this is all going on and happening, that they're trying to move. Look, they should be trying to move on this film and get the next James Bond film out as soon as possible. Well, guys, that's been my thoughts on that. I'd love to know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you care about the elephant in the room? Do you think Luke Evans would make a James Bond? Do you agree with me, thinking he's probably better suited to being a villain? What are your thoughts, guys? And remember, if you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button, guys. I'm going to be back very soon with lots of videos, and my little man here is going to be back. Till next time, guys, you know what I say. Keep on bonding and say hi to your mum for me. Let's go, Scoops. Go, Scoops. Go, Timmy. All right, you stay up there. You host the show. You can host the next show, I promise.